Alright guys, Reaper here. Gonna go give it a shot to kill this silly boss once more. The big chunkers. The big chunkers. Oh. Sure, we'll bring Stomund along. Oh, so we can just get hit by an archer to start off with low health. That's what we love to do. Put on some fire salts. Let Stomund distract him. Get our lantern out. Kill the parasite with a bunch of lag. Ow. That lag basically killed us right there. Okay, he does not like us. Okay. Okay, cheese ball. I need you to just stand still. Ow! Mistakes were made. We jumped away, but we took full damage, and it didn't make us sound like we got hit. That's awkward. Now, when he roars, it means he's about to jump straight up. So just kind of jog away when he does that. Okay, another roll. And now I can't move. I don't know what's happening with the lag going on right now. Take a little potion. Okay, now he's usually going to throw something at me, right? Slams the ground. Jump towards it so you have less time to die. Hit that. Dodge that, dodge that. Get trapped by his leg. Okay. Take that free damage where we can. Oh, Lord. Okay, so we managed to avoid that at least. Let's not stay close to him. Let's get some more salt on our weapon. Come on, do your little slap the ground thing. Yeah, back there. Yeah. Let me jump through that. We'll just run this way. Don't mind us. Whoo! Can we brute force it? Yes, we can. Alright. Brute force the fatty. See, once you remember the parasite, he's fairly easy to beat. You just have to remember that stupid parasite that has no visual indication whatsoever when you first drop in here. Alright, let's switch over to our Umbral Realm. Get that knocked out. That boss is fairly simple. Annoying, yes. Poorly designed. Maybe. I guess he's not complex enough. His moveset's really simple, but I wouldn't say poor design. I'd say it was alright. Now here is what's poorly designed. The darn Fen. Can't stand this. This whole area is just poison left and right. But we're going to try to simplify it. We're going to find a way. Let's try starting off like this. That way it'll get rid of the water. So we can go pick this up. Yes, please. No, sir. We need to get to our checkpoint. Number one most important priority. This vestige right here. And rest. There we go. All right. We killed the boss, and now we're moving on. Let's spend some points, upgrade our character. What points next? I wonder if we could put a couple points into vitality if it would help us. Wow, we are lagging a lot right now. 15 hit points per point. That's not bad. If you don't know what stat you're doing, that's pretty good, but okay, so agility scales our other weapon. Strength does not. Agility seems to scale both. Interesting. Anyway, we'll just go our standard 1 and 1. Okay. Now, let's figure out a way to approach. First of all,
Onward,
talk to this guy.
Just take my word.
Exhaust his dialogue options, as usual.
Still. So the vestiges. Name's Byron.
Name's Byron. All right, Byron. Well, first things first. I know this is where poison arrows are. Let's go hopping past this gentleman to grab ourselves some lucky poison arrows. Alright, so that poison arrows and the poison bomb and the boss being loaded with poison, all of those things together should tell you this area is probably loaded with poison. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start switching out some gear. Helmet, still the best helmet with physical. Let's see if anything's better. Are we getting attacked? Really? Man, I am lagging again. This is terrible. I might have to restart the stream if that keeps up. My goodness. Alright. So, helmet. Let's see if there's any better helmets in terms of poison resist. 30 goes up by 5. Goes up by a little. Not really. So it's only 5 points. That doesn't mean diddly in the grand scheme of things. Hollowed Sentinel armor is 11 higher and only 2 less physical. Better fire and wither, which we will be spending a lot of time in the nether realm here. Pure blade armor, however, goes up to 81. That might be worth it. That's a really good set of armor. Wow. And it has 129 physical. Yeah, we'll try that out. Pure blade. This is higher poison by 1, which is not a reason to switch. That's by 2, but not worse. Wow, but that's better in every other way. Except Ignite and Frostbite, which we won't be facing until the boss. That's a little poison. Let's compare it. 25 to 43. I don't know if that's worth it. Fire is down like 70. Poison only goes up by 4. Yeah, no, I think we're good. I think we can keep it on the condemned fetters. Turns out the boots of the darn condemned are one of the better ones. Let's see. Mine Owner's Ring never changed. Deface Vitality. Resistance to all status effects. Vitality, I found that there's a breakpoint at 20 where you get 15 per point until you, or I think it's like 17 per point until you get to 500, which we're at now. And then we got the 550 from the extra amulet, giving us plus 50. But once you go above 20 vitality, it doesn't seem to scale as well. So now that we're at 20, we'll just leave that amulet on for the optimal, 20 vitality. And maybe start putting some points into endurance so we can jump around a little more. So I'll leave that amulet on there. But if I wanted more damage, this might be worth getting down to a light encumbrance load. I just don't see it yet. Let's see. Do we want to change anything? Now leave that fire, leave that ammo. Sure. Seems generic. Let's do a check-in at the Skyrest. As I said before, we have things we have to turn in. I don't remember offhand what, but I do know we haven't checked in with the blacksmith yet. It might be worth our trouble leveling up our current weapons to level 2, as those materials are very, very, very easy to farm, and you end up finding a whole boatload of them just walking around for the first 2 levels of a regular weapon. I haven't leveled up a boss weapon, so I'm not quite sure if they scale the same, but we'll find out. We'll
The
talk to her.
scryers
Oh,
harboring many of the more
more to say.
believing, and yet, is that not a sign of
Is that not a sign of his benevolence? I disagree. All right, let's upgrade the potion. So again, it's a little odd, but I'm apparently draining her blood to get healthier. I'm not sure how well that goes. Let's see if we can do it again. I don't think so. I think that symbol means we can't do it again. So let's go up here. Let's go in the Umbral Realm. Check with Molhu. It's nice that we have 2,300, just in case there are new items to buy. Oh, Handover Bowl of Revelations. This is the thing that I believe allows you to purchase, remembrances from the bosses. So I can now, if I save up some of these Umbral Scourings, which you can easily farm in the Umbral Realm, you can start buying Piety's gear, which we need to test it. So we don't need the armor or any of that, but we need to unlock the sword. So we need to get another 8 of these. Congregator of Flesh, does he have a weapon? Yep, Saint Latimer's Relic Spear. Is that expensive? No, so we can buy it now. Yeah, so now we have the spear, and now we just need to save up, what is it, 40? Yeah. All right, cool. See if he has anything else. Spell. I love this spell. Spell, what is this? Resistance to Dread Ring. Don't need to buy that. No, there's no scaling there. Oh, apparently you can get enough money to just buy the Umbral Scourings. I feel like that's kind of silly, as if you go and start farming in the Umbral Realm, you'll get a lot of them. We'll come this way, see if this holy man down here has anything to give us.
While the beacon should, I would have you seek out.
Seek out more items. That means I think I found one.
Also, they are already.
Yep. Hand over that.
The handling of such items is objectionable.
I'm not quite sure what. Oops, did not mean to kill you, sir. Hand over bloody aspergillum.
Of such item, all facets of.
All right, what else we got? Book of Sin.
All facets of the.
Not even sure. What
the fellow one, the other. When she stood with the council, an apparatus. Harrower Dervla can be found in a fitting place.
Harrower Dervla.
Whatever poison, for they are nothing but the.
No matter what Dervla says, she's lying. I love that. He introduces you to a person and then tells you, no matter what they say, they're lying. Trust me. It's like, you sure about that? All right. Nothing here we can buy. But it was good to exhaust those options. I don't know why, but I'm sure it's important. Checked with Molhu, checked with her, checked with this guy. Venture into the woods, the frozen woods. Okay, so when he says that, I believe... There it is, Thief Key. We can go in the cold part of the world. Now... Let's see what Captain Fidelis has. See, 18,000 for this key? I have heard that he just drops it later if you don't buy it, so I wouldn't buy it. Just no reason to. Seems kind of silly. Our Immaculate Lady. All right, now let's go talk to the most important person in this darn place.
Get in. She hasn't got.
I love the way she talks. She doesn't care about anybody. She will talk smack to everybody. Blatantly contradicting her own logic. Doesn't care. She's like, I swing a hammer. Alright. Let's see what she has to sell. Partisan Flail. Do we have that already? Black Feather Ranger Bow. Partisan Crossbow. Okay, let's see if we have any of those items yet. Partisan Flail? No. Nothing. Okay. What about Crossbow? Nope. Alright, we gotta buy it all. Oh, we need another 40. Well, that's interesting. Can I sell you something? I have those stupid bell staffs. There we go. Partisan Crossbow. It is getting a bit exhaustive spending all the money buying all these random items. It may not seem that important, but I'm telling you, even just if I did it with these items, at least players would have a basis to go off of how to scale their gear. here. I'm also curious if shields scale at all. I really want to test that. But it's nice because I'll tell you what, players trying to figure out how to scale their items going to wiki pages, they're just blatantly wrong. And the wiki pages, again, just to be clear, like C minus here on agility is +3, right? Let's go find another C minus. C minus on both? No, let's just find a pure C minus. All right, C minus, D minus, +8. C minus, C minus, +4. You see that? C minus, C minus, +4. C minus, D minus, +8. Why? That's not explained anywhere in the game. So I would like to be able to give people a direct example of exactly how these weapons all scale. So somebody knows if I start leveling up this weapon, is it going to be worth my time? Because the thing that's difficult in this game is look how powerful upgrades are. If you talk to her, look how powerful even these low-level upgrades are. We have this Hollywood Praise 81 damage. It goes up to 93 damage if you level it up one time, and the scaling gets better, so the +3 turns into a +4. This one starts off at +2 and +2, turns into +2 +1 turns into +2 +2. So the attack power goes from 89 to 103 by raising the scaling none. You see that? The scaling went up on the fire damage by +1, and yet the scaling according to the letters did not. It stayed at D+, D+. That makes no sense to me, unless it's explained somewhere, which I'm unaware of. And that's the problem, is none of this is explained. And so we're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to level all this stuff up because, in my opinion, leveling up your weapons early game is the fastest way to remove annoyance. Because look at that, +12 damage per level up. This one is what? Another +12. This one goes up +14. Let's see a bigger weapon. Faithful Bludgeon. This one goes up +28 in one level up. That raise in damage is huge. And if you don't level up your gear, I feel like you're unnaturally hampering yourself early game. And I don't want to do that. Nobody likes to do that. Nobody likes playing the game to less than their potential, right? It just makes boss fights take an unnecessary amount of time, take a little longer than normal. There's no reason to do it. But the problem is you get punished because these are in limited supply. Not really. You can farm these, and you can farm these, but you only have, from what I understand, like 4 or 5, maybe even 3 or 4 of these maximum in the game. So you can only top out. These are the delirium chunks that are required to hit level 10 on any weapon. So if you level a weapon up to level 9, you'll need a delirium chunk to get to level 10. The problem is, let's say you dual wield. So let's say you're going to dual wield this weapon, and you're going to use a crossbow. That's now 3 weapons you need to level up to 10. So that's 3 out of the possible max 3 or 4 delirium chunks. You have no room to make errors. So it's very punishing to level up the wrong weapons, because then it just takes you exponentially longer to level up the other ones, and you might get to a point where you just can't level it up. Because imagine if you leveled the Neophyte dagger up all the way. You were like, these are the best daggers. I looked up on a wiki page and it said it gets up to A-, and that means the greatest. Well, what if I test the Neophyte daggers and 50 strength, even with a C or an A-, it'll translate equally. 50 damage only gives you 5 damage, whereas the agility 50 damage or 50 stat points gives you 30 damage. Then you'd know this really doesn't scale with strength and agility. It scales way more with agility. But you wouldn't know that unless we test it. And for example, how do you scale this wither damage? What scales it? Strength and agility aren't normally wither. Wither is usually radiance or inferno, correct? Well, who knows? Let's find a wither with inferno, see if it scales. Do we have a wither weapon with inferno? There's a wither weapon. with Radiance. There you go. Radiance gives us +4 if we level it up to a C. Now let's see if anyone has a Wither with Inferno. Nope. Fire, Inferno. Pretty typical. But those are the questions I really want answered. Oh, Wither. What is this one with? Yeah, Radiant. Oh, we already looked at that one with Radiance. So that's the thing is, when you're leveling up early game, somebody needs to answer that question. How do weapons scale? What weapons are worth my investment? What weapons should I level to +2 and what weapons should I level to +10? You know, those are important questions to answer because one thing a game should never do is waste a player's time. I know that's a personal opinion, but I really, really disagree with wasting player time. I don't think it's a good option. And I personally, as a player, hate it whenever somebody wastes my time. We're going to go check the fire girl out here. See if she has any new gear. I never even thought of that. After we check this, we'll end the episode and we'll get on to some more exciting stuff in the poison realm. Let's see what you got.
My invitation reached you.
Ah, my invitation reached you. No, I freed you from prison. That's a big difference. That's really good against fire. Who would have thought a fire mage would have good against fire items? That's a really good helmet against fire, really bad against physical. Good lord. When we get into the fire world, we might want to come back here and get this whole set of gear. Just make ourselves immune to fire.
Kindness, perhaps, for both of us.
We'll just run all the way back to the waypoint, go as fast as we can, then we'll knock it out. So that's what we'll be doing in the next episode. We'll be going through the poisonous fern fen, or whatever it's called. Fern fen, the poison place. That's all you need to know. And the only other thing you need to know, this is the most important thing in the game. Let me show you real quick before we end. For those who've stuck around. First of all, there's free loot here. It's a spell. Second of all, we have a doggy. You can pet the doggy. Everybody knows the rule. Always pet the doggy when you can pet the doggy. Alright guys, heading out. See you guys on the next one.